I'm gonna coy him. Okay, YouTube. There has been an 8.3 preliminary magnitude, of course, quake off of the Solomon Islands, off of Kirakira. That's down near New Guinea, Australia, New Zealand, down in that general region. Very, very large earthquake. I'm not seeing them list the actual shaking map yet because this is fairly new, but this is a very large quake. If you're in Australia or New Zealand or New Guinea, I know New Guinea doesn't have much internet connectivity. If you're in this general region, you probably, if you are on the coast, want to move inland. Um, we on our site on USGS, we don't really get the tsunami warnings for other countries except for the Pacific coast of Canada and occasionally Mexico. So I do not know if they've issued any tsunami warnings, but this is in the Solomon Islands region. It's an 8.3. It is capable fully of producing a massive, potentially tsunami in that region. They're continuing to watch for tsunami activity in Hawaii, which is 1,000 miles away. They're watching from Alaska down to essentially the tip of South America, up into Japan and so forth. This is a very large, potentially dangerous quake. The only saving grace being it struck in an area where the epicenter is not near any substantial cities. Of course, it's a chain of islands, and New Guinea is extremely rural and third world. But the coast, the Pacific coast of Australia could potentially be impacted. So could New Zealand. So you might want to move inland. This is about the same size as that rather large earthquake that hit Chile. Only this time it's hitting further out into sea and at a shallower depth, though. Which I believe, if I remember correctly, are both bad things, generally speaking, for tsunamis. There's been a general quake uptick in the last few days anyway. We just had, right here, there was a 6.1 in New Guinea. There was like a 7.4 down in Chile, again, in a totally different location. There were several in Costa Rica and one off Mexico. There was also one, I believe, like a 5.4 in Japan. These are all on the upper scale of what you would expect, anywhere from just above that general scale that you get to rather large. Having these two 8.3 quakes so close to one another on opposite sides of the Pacific is not good news. BP Earthwatch just posted a video last night where the Soho camera that's aimed at the sun, actually there was a missing frame that he had backed up, and it shows something hitting the sun and then a gigantic explosion on it. You can call it a meteor, you know, obviously people say, I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens. More likely a meteorite smashed into it and did cause a massive explosion. Those solar activities, the manipulation of the sun's magnetic field, can potentially cause seismic activity on the Earth. They appear to have downgraded it just now to a 7.6. We're going to go again through these various... Uh-oh, there's a... Oh, no, now it's 7.8, so, you know, there's no way to actually tell. They never seem to know. Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, Papua New Guinea are all in the warning. I'm assuming it's possible that other areas will be hit. So I'm not sure whether this is an 8.3, a 7.6, or a 7.8 because they've got all three listed because that's the way the USGS rolls. You probably have better seismic monitors in your countries. But anyway, if you are in a coastal area, it is possible. It's saying evaluation. It's not known that a tsunami was generated. This warning is based only on the earthquake evaluation. In other words, the earthquake could produce a tsunami. Would it be, you know, 6-inch tsunami or a 60-foot tsunami? Who knows? So you might want to get to higher ground at the very least. If you're in that Pacific coast of Australia, if you're down in New Zealand, maybe up into Japan. Hawaii, there's no warning issued yet, but could issue a warning in the future. Thankfully, though, you will probably have at least a half an hour to an hour prior warning before any potential tsunami gets there. So monitor your local seismic feeds. I know Australia has a fairly good system for that. I'm not sure about these other countries. This was a rather large earthquake, and people should take notice. That's about all. Amina, peace out.